Hey guys, getting ready to go for my hike. I just wanted to do it this way because I'm going to put the shirt back on. I usually wear my shirt tucked in on the side and the back. It makes it easy. Some people have them like hanging down, and I just don't like that look. Kind of that guy. Um, put on my I don't even know what it's called. It's like icy hot, but in a pad, so that it'll just help my shoulder not like throb. Don't screw yourself up at the gym. When your body starts saying, "Oh, you need to stop," you might want to listen. This dumbass didn't, but you do. You listen, okay? Um, so hiking for me, like, let me just break this down for you because I haven't been able to hike for a couple weeks and it's been dreadful. Hiking for me is when I get to be in my head, and I spend a lot of time in my head when I'm walking because I can just zone. It's the same trail. I don't deviate. I don't, because then I can go into autopilot. Much like driving from work and to work, I can go into autopilot and sit and daydream. I love to daydream. And if you ever have to deal with me, what you're going to find out quickly is, let's pretend we're gonna walk down this trail. Wow, that all made sense. Never mind. Sorry, I'm in a really good mood. I got a lot of sleep last night. That's great. So I did this with a guy, and it was weird. And it was weird how it ended because this was Max, the Marine, and oh, he was such a cutie and nice. But we're sitting there and we're talking, and I'm like talking about my future. I'm like, next summer, I want to get enough money set aside so I can start looking at maybe buying some property or, looking at housing and stuff like that. He's like, I found a house that I really like. Really? He's, let me show you the plan of it. Okay. He pulls up this plan, sends it to me, and I'm on my computer, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, huh, that's a really cool house. So you have to picture kitchen, dining space, living space. But there was a wall between the kitchen, a little bit of a wall between the kitchen and the living room. And I said, I would take out that wall and I'd put in an island. And he's like, why? I said, well, an island's a really good prep space. And it was just an L-shaped kitchen. And if you put in an island, like on drawing, you put in an island, that means I could be working at the sink and you could be cutting vegetables here or over here. And we wouldn't be in each other's way, but we'd be able to pass stuff back and forth. The stove, so in this L kitchen, the stove was like right here. I'm sorry, that would be the stove, that'd be the sink. So right here, you just move around and you could work on the stove while I did the cleanup. And he sat there and he's like, and then I said, get rid of this wall down here, because then if we put where we put the TV, we'd still have viewpoint of the TV while we're working in the kitchen, because maybe we want to turn on something just to have background noise, but also to watch. Like, I don't know. Let me think of what the goofy things we used to watch. Me and my ex used to watch in repeat, because you don't want something that you have to pay close attention to, like Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is playing, and we were just working in the kitchen, but we had direct access to see it, and you could pay attention when you want to and not pay attention when you didn't need to. So, and I'm walking him through this, and he's like, you've thought about this? And I'm like, no, I'm thinking about this. You literally handed me a thing and said, what do you think? And I'm now processing it and giving you the explanation of why I think you should do X instead of Y, and what that would be, how that would play out. The next day I got dumped. Do you know why I got dumped? Any guesses? Yeah. I was told, you know what you're doing. You know how relationships work. You're thinking of things that haven't happened yet and making sense in the world. And you're evolved and self-aware. And I'm not anywhere near that. And I would feel uncomfortable having you in my life knowing that I'm not where you're at. So being evolved is a bad thing. Actually, I'm going to strike that last sentence. Not here, but for us. I'm evolved. I'm self-aware. One could say I'm self-absorbed. You really could. I would say you're wrong, but I'm good. I'm good. The thing is, though, if you work on yourself, you become self-aware. You know what your problems are, what your problem areas are. The strengths that other people see as problems are their weaknesses. And I'd much rather be passed over for my strengths than for my weaknesses. I have quite a few weaknesses. We all do. You own them. You should own them. That's your job. I talk about my job a lot, and I have a job that I get paid for. I have a job that is my time at the gym when I am dedicated to doing these guys, right? And then I have a job on social media, this is my therapy, and I feel good when I'm done, and I'm getting my job done here. That's what I need. That's what I need to get out in the world. I need to be my vulnerable, authentic, open self, because I can do that here. At the bar, not so much. On dates, no, not for a bit. You're not gonna know who the hell I am for a month and a half, when I know that you're okay with me. And I'm gonna be giving you a little bit at a time, because obviously most guys don't freak out. I'm deep. I don't have small conversations. They get deep, they get emotional. Going out with my buddies, Dylan and Derek, to the bar this past weekend, they were in tears. It was really interesting. I have never seen, we just gymmed together. And what happened was we started talking about breakups. And I was telling them about my breakup and how shitty it was, because all breakups are shitty. And then each of them talked about their breakups and about almost being in tears. And Derek, oh my God, I love this guy. He is so cool. But he sat there and he's like, and I hope he never sees this, or nobody knows what I'm talking about, because it's his business, not mine. But he was talking about how he got cheated on. And it was and she cheated on him with one of his good friends. And I said, why the fuck is he your friend? And he says, well, I've known him a long time. And I'm like, dude, your self-worth is more important than how long you've known somebody. And he just sat there. And I'm like, dude, you're amazing. You do not deserve this. And you shouldn't tolerate it in your life. You should not tolerate it. And then Dylan went into his story and he got really choked up, and it was like, oh, guys, this is awesome. 2 straight guys, 1 gay guy, all engineering of some variety. So we're mostly fact-based, but are able to just like breach that dividing line and just be people and be feeling people with emotions and providing support for one another. And that's what it's all about. Anyway, I've yammered on enough, I hope. Maybe too much. I love you guys. I love you, dude. Have a great afternoon. And I'll be back.